What's up? This is Lucas here with my main man Joe, Man Up TV. What's going on, Joe?
What's going on, my friends?
Muscle building, part two, the nutrition
Yeah,
edition. So the last edition you shared a lot of what you've been learning and applying in your own life and your own fitness to build muscle. And you talked about the exercise side of it, the fitness side, what to do in the gym, what not to do. And
hmm
so today I'm curious to know, what about the nutrition? How do you need to eat if you're a skinnier guy, you want to build muscle mass?
hmm yeah, definitely. Some of the most important things to be eating are saturated fats, so like healthy saturated fats, coconut oil, fats from grass-fed animals, from grass-fed meat, grass-fed butter, and getting cholesterol from good quality pastured eggs, things like that.
Wait a minute. So why shouldn't guys be staying away from that? Heart
Mm.
disease?
Common myth out there, thinking that saturated fat causes heart disease, cholesterol is going to raise your cholesterol, but actually, all the latest research is disproving that. Turns out a lot of that came from a lot of bad science in the 1980s, 1990s. So there's a lot of healthy forms. Getting good quality saturated fat is what's really important.
Okay, so that's probably a whole other video, but what's the science behind eating, why fats and cholesterol rich foods
hmm
for muscle building?
Yeah, these are really important for creating hormones, so creating testosterone, creating a lot of these hormones which are really necessary for muscle building. Also, getting really good quality proteins, ideally from wild caught fish, grass fed meat, and eggs, is also very important for building muscle as well. You definitely want to avoid all of these protein bars, protein powders, shakes, and different things like that. Pretty much almost all of them are full of junky ingredients, artificial sweeteners, really low quality proteins. If you want to do a protein powder, getting a really good cold processed whey protein from somebody like Mercola, or I know the Bulletproof Executive has one. Couple companies have higher quality protein powders, but just getting the basic one at GNC is not going to do you any good.
Hmm, got it. So fats and proteins are critical. What are some nutrition pitfalls other than protein bars and cheap protein powders?
hmm The other big thing, especially for skinnier guys like us, is just really not eating enough food. And, a guy might think he's eating a lot, but really need to be eating a lot of food to be putting on muscle. So that's a really great place where the fats can come in, is those are going to get you a lot of calories in a small punch. So if you're making smoothies, like with coconut milk, adding avocado to things, and especially if you're, say, participating in the Man Up and avoiding the processed carbs and bread and pastas, and those have tons of calories, and when you take out things like that, you need to replace them with something like a lot of sweet potatoes or coconut oil, or really good things like that. So making sure to eat enough food is probably the biggest pitfall for guys trying to build muscle. They think they're eating enough, but they're still not.
Got it. Um, and then I have a question. I imagine that if a guy's eating a lot more food, his digestive system has to be really strong
Mm.
to be able to process it.
hmm That's the other pitfall why a guy might not be putting on muscle is he's not absorbing the food. So digestive health is really a key. It's one thing just to be taking in the nutrients, but to be absorbing them is really key. So that's where something like doing a detox beforehand and removing all these things, gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, all these things that can really mess up the digestive tract and make it a lot less efficient in absorbing the nutrients. Doing something like juicing, like we talked about, getting these good minerals in to help the digestive system. That's all really important.
Great,
hmm
great. So now we've covered fitness, we've covered nutrition. You've also talked about how important it is for sleep regarding muscle building. So
hmm
Thank you, Joe. Hopefully this has been helpful for our audience out there. If it has, please like and share and post a comment and let us know what you'd like to hear in the next video.